Today we're opening a massive Yu-Gi-Oh collection. It's massive. What's up, guys? We are here with an amazing collection that I don't even remember what's inside. I just know that it's 3 giant boxes that just arrived in the mail, and now I gotta determine what's inside. But before we get into that, we have a giveaway. I'll be giving away this QCR access code talker. Ooh, very shiny. Just like the video, be subscribed, turn on notifications, let me know down below what do you think about this collection, and let's get to it. Hopefully we'll find something we can open up as well in this video. All right, let's start off with the smallest of boxes, which may or may not be a good strategy. I don't know, because sometimes the small stuff is the best, but I don't know. I'm just gonna open the top one because it's gonna make it easier on me logistically. So I'm cutting this thing open. There's a bunch of addresses on here and stuff, so I'm not going to reveal what that is. I'm just going to keep this over here. So let me open it up. All right, so it looks like blister packs to start us off. And some extra bubble wrap that I can reuse. I'm actually overflowing in bubble wrap and other packing materials, but I'll still keep it. Okay, so it looks like King's Court is up first. So first edition blisters of King's Court, which by the way is like almost 3 years old, which is pretty insane to think about. I think it was 2022. So kind of weird to think about how old that is. So there's a bunch of these. Let me just pull them all out. I don't know how many, but I'm just pulling out bunches of blisters at a time. There are a couple of 2021. Wait, maybe it was 2021 actually, because this also came out in 2021. Dawn of Majesty, maybe a Starlight Stardust. That might be fun to rip one of those real quick. Might have to do another blister video where you open up a bunch of blister packs, because I do have a lot of blisters laying around from just random sets. More King's Court. That's going to give us additional chances to get some god cards. Dawn of Majesty, very nice. More King's Court there. A lot. I don't know if is there anything besides King Court or Dawn of Majesty. I'm not sure. All right, so looks like more of the same. There's one Dawn of Majesty trapped in there. These are the kind of videos where I never have enough room. I just start throwing stuff off to the side and end up running out of room. So a lot more King's Court than Dawn of Majesty, but still a lot of both. More King's Court, and then I think the last of it is more King's Court. So I think that was a good one to start with. Just a lot of the same stuff, but it is a lot of blisters. There's some cool stuff. You know, we're going to open up one of each real quick, just because why not? We got a bunch of them. So let's open up a quick Dawn of Majesty and see if we can pull the Starlight Stardust in one pack. It only took us like 3,000 packs or whatever when we first opened it. Let's see if we can get lucky right here. Dawn of Majesty First Edition came out 4 years ago. Oh, maybe not quite 4 years, but 2021 at some point. Clavicus, the Magic Key Sky Blaster, 1900-1900. The Alvain, the Essence of Vanity, and Raged Peacock. Majestic. There we go, not Magispector. And Springans and Magic Key Beast. All right, we tried to pull something, didn't work. How about we try once with King's Court? How about that? There are Secret Fairy Rare, Ultra Fairy Rare. This is probably Secret Fairy Rare because it's probably North American. If it's Ultra Fairy Rare, I think that means it's European. All right, let's just see. I'm not doing any pack trade because I don't know if there is one. Unexpected Die, Tolme, Dowsing Fusion, Zolga, and Joker's Wild Super Rare. Okay, all right, not that great. All right, to the second box. Now, this one is a lot bigger. So if it's all blisters, blisters do take up a lot of room, but I don't think it's all blisters. Let's see what else is in here. I think there are some boxes in here and stuff. I don't know if there's any loose packs or not. But as you can tell, we're going to try to open a couple things as we go, just so we have a little bit of fun, you know. I like having fun. Who likes having fun? Oh, wow. Okay, so a lot of the room is deceiving. There is a Legendary Duelist Season 3, which Legendary Duelist is not the best product, but Season 3, I would say, is probably the best one. It has a lot of Dark Magician and cool stuff like that in it, so it's not a bad box right there. That's not terrible. And there's not one, but 2 of those. Plus, they have the die, which are pretty cool. The die are pretty awesome. All right, and then we have, okay, here we go. All right, we got something pretty cool here. First of all, let's start with the stuff that is not necessarily as crazy. We have the Duels from the Deep, which is a booster box that's not very good, but it is a Legendary Duelist, and I like how it displays. In terms of the cards inside, it's not that great, but in terms of like, it's pretty cool. Like, it's a fun, nostalgic opening. I think you could have fun if you're like really into the anime and stuff like that. But if you're into like getting like amazing expensive cards, that's not your set probably. Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge. This set had Starlights at an increased rate of 1 per case instead of 1 every 2 cases. And nowadays with Starlights coming back and being 1 every 4 boxes, this is gonna not matter that much. But there is some pretty cool stuff in here like Yada and stuff like that. Oh, and the Exodia pieces, of course. All right, then we get to a couple of vintage items, which is pretty exciting. I didn't remember that there was vintage in here, so this is very exciting for me. We will not be opening this today, but this is pretty nice. All right, this is also in a box. Let's take this out. We got a KB toy sticker, so if that gives you a hint into what we're about to see. How about a 2003 Genzo 10? Check that out. Wow. That's pretty amazing right there. That is awesome. Collectible 2003 10 has LOB, MRD, MRL, Pharaoh Servant, and Labyrinth of Nightmare inside. KB Toys got the price marked out or whatever that is. Was that the price? Probably. It's got a little rip in it, but still pretty nice. That's pretty exciting. A Genzo 10. All right. That's definitely a big step up from, you know, what did we just open? Battles of Legend, Crystal Revenge. Pretty big step up. Keep in mind, all this vintage kind of stuff is probably going to be on ruxin34.com. So if you want to check out the website, click the link down below. There's also Stampede full sets. We've sold several of them, but there's all the super rares in the set, all the ultra rares in the set, all the secret rares, all the collector rares, all the ultimate rares. I'm getting to the platinums because the sorting is brutal because I open a lot of cases. But if you want to get full sets of Stampede, go check that out on my website. Also, Bonanza is available as well. I have some lower end, not necessarily the collector rares anymore, I don't think, but maybe I do have the collector. I can't remember exactly. And speaking of what will be available, how about a starter deck Yugi? Check that out. What is that? What happened here? It's like punched on one side and not on the other side? Interesting. Okay, so it's not in perfect condition, obviously. There's some wear to it. It's not a horrible condition, though. So it's not like case fresh, but it is still pretty nice. So starter deck Yugi, it'll still stand up on its own. My Kaiba I have won't even stand up. It's so washed. This is unlimited, so it'd say first dead right here in the corner if it was, but this is a 2002 deck. Pretty amazing with the original Dark Magician. Very nostalgic for a lot of people. A lot of oldies my age. We remember seeing this in the store, so this was huge. Now for the biggest box of them all. What will be inside? All right, this looks like all boxes. So this might be a lot. This is a lot of different boxes here. Let's just start off with what we can see. So another Crystal Revenge. So we've seen one of those already. Where am I going to put all this? I don't know. I'm going to have to figure this out. King's Court box. So we have blisters and we have boxes of King's Court. Dimension Force, which if you remember had that craziness with like the quad Starlight packs. That was back when Starlights were still 1 in 25 boxes, which was insane. Wild Survivors booster box. Toon Chaos first edition booster box in the little case, not acrylic, but like the plastic one. Insane. Toon Chaos is a fan favorite for sure. It's been an expensive box ever since it came out. Then there is a Brothers of Legend first edition box. How about another Dimension Force box first edition? Maze of Memories first edition. Gate Guardian? Anybody? Collector rare? That'd be pretty exciting. Another plastic encased box, the Battles of Chaos first edition. I do really like this one. Not super expensive anymore because of everything's been reprinted, but I still think this is one of the coolest modern sets they've released that has like a lot of nostalgia cards inside. Then we got another one we've already had, the Legendary Duelist Duels from the Deep, box number 2. King's Court first edition, so we have another one of those. The Grand Creators first edition, first time seeing that one. Ooh, here we go. 25th Anniversary Invasion of Chaos. That's a sweet box. Very nice. Hope to see more 25th anniversaries in here. Battles of Legend, Monstrous Revenge. We might have all the Battles of Legend here. We could do like a big opening. Brothers of Legend, speaking of, has a second appearance. So 2 of those. That is the original Dragoon Starlight. So that was a pretty big set. I mean, Dragoon was crazy. So still is a pretty awesome card. So the Starlight version, pretty nice. You can get Rarity 2. QCR looks very similar, but very cool. I like the Starlight better. All right, Burst of Destiny, I don't think we've seen yet. So first edition of that. Ancient Guardians first edition. We definitely haven't seen that yet. Second Grand Creators box. Awesome. Have we seen this one yet? Tactical Masters. That might be a new one. Okay, Tactical Masters. Definitely haven't seen this yet. Legend of Blue Eyes, and these boxes are getting crazy expensive. Even these reprint boxes are nuts, so very cool to pick that up. Cyberstorm Access, throwing that one in there, very cool. And then a Power of the Elements. So this is like literally almost every box from the last few years. This is pretty crazy. This honestly could be a collection of like the last few years box. I'm not like boxes, just every single one. Duelist Nexus first edition. Stopping at a certain point probably. Amazing Defenders with the pearly stuff. We've got a Darkwing Blast. Darkwing Blast. Darkwing Blast. All right, and speaking of every box, we got my favorite box, the Metal Raiders 25th anniversary. What an amazing set right there. So good to see that. So now we have 3 of the legacy, or 3 of the 5 legacy boxes because you didn't get Dark Crisis, which was weird. King's Court, so another one of those. Legendary Duelist Synchro Storm. There we go. So not as cool as Abyss Rising, or the Duels from the Deep. I mean, I always want to call it Abyss Rising. Abyss Rising's way older. I always want to call it that for some reason, though. All right, and speaking of Legendary Duelists, we got another one. How about Soul Burning Volcano? I think this is the last one that they've done. I don't know if they've officially ended them, but they haven't done one since Soul Burning Volcano. It was a pretty big flop, though. Sorry, Volcanic fans. Spell Ruler. 25th anniversary. Cool. So the only one we need now is Pharaoh's Servant, I think. Battles of Chaos. That's pack number 2 for that. This stack is getting on the screen. You can even see it. Dawn of Majesty, first edition. So we got blisters and a box of that. Now we are getting into some structure decks. The Egyptian God deck, Obelisk. The Egyptian God deck, Obelisk, and the structure deck Legend of the Crystal Beasts. Okay, so a lot of this stuff will also go on Whatnot, some of these like structure decks and boxes and stuff like that. So click that link down below and get $15 free credit. You can use it toward anything you see on there, which a lot of this will eventually go on there at some point. And then there's another Crystal Beast structure deck and a third Crystal Beast structure deck. All right, so you can get a play set of Crystal Beast. Okay, then we have a bunch of Ghosts from the Past 2. So there's one mini box, 3 packs inside. No, it's Ghosts from the Past 1. Oh, never mind. There's 2 of those, or 3 of those. So these are 3 packs of Ghosts from the Past each. That's 3 mini boxes. Very cool. And then here's Ghosts from the Past 2. So we've got some actual mini boxes here. They're a little bit smaller than Ghosts from the Past 1. That's why I thought those other ones were Ghosts from the Past. I'm a little bit thrown off by that, but there's Ghosts from the Past 2 display. And then there are 2 more because I'm running out of space. I'm just gonna throw that there. So good stuff because Ghost Your Potential. And FYI, there was actually 2 more mini boxes of Ghosts from the Past. So that's 5 total. And then there is a much larger display of Ghosts from the Past 1. I don't know why it's so much bigger, but it is. Oh, here's a cool one you don't really see every day. This is it's not that old. It's like 2022, I think. Magnificent Mavens display. So there are some sleeves inside if you really want to. So here's what the whole thing looks like. It's pretty large. Pretty cool. Pretty nice product. Then a lot of these are at the end are going to be hard to show. So I'm going to show them like this. We have Legendary Collection 25th. Let me move some of these boxes because these are literally in the frame. Here we go. Legendary Collection 25th anniversary. Pretty nice product. Pretty awesome. Guaranteed QCR in those mini boxes or in the little packs. So that's cool. Man, it's been a long time since we've seen these too. How about Maximum Gold? Straight up Maximum Gold. This is 2020 or 2021. I can't remember when these released, but there's 2 of these mini boxes, so it's really cool to see those, first edition. And there's an El Dorado box as well, which is like the whole thing. There's 5 of the mini boxes inside of there. So all kinds of stuff. Looks like everything from 2021 to 2024 is in here. Maybe even 2020, some of them. Oh, and we showed some of the Obelisk decks, but there was no Slifer. Well, there they are. I found them. So Slifer decks. And finally, there are a few 2021. I'm not going to show all of them just because I'm running out of space. 2021. Oh, that was 2022, actually. 2021, 2022, and then 2023 tins. So a bunch of tins from the last few years. No, 2024, I don't think. So I think this is 2022, right? Yeah, that's 2023. Okay, and since we are doing some opening, let's open one of each tin real quick to end the thing. Because we haven't done a ton of opening in this video, and I'm also drowning in packs, so you gotta open some packs like that. So let's start with 2021, I think. Because 2021 is not a fantastic tin, sadly. But there's probably some cool cards in there that I might want. Let's see what's inside. 3 packs of each, so... Oh, I never noticed how that indented like that somehow. Wait, that one indents and that one does... Wait, does it always do that? That's kind of cool, though. No promos, sadly. And this one, you never like to see no promos, but it does happen quite often in Yu-Gi-Oh! Tins these days. All right, 2021, a tin of Ancient Battles. Here we go. What are the Ancient Battles going to be? Bellcat Fighter, Dogmaticism. Let's see if there's anything cool. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's in here. Dark Lord, Speedroid, Goki Destroy Ogre, Battle Survivor, Ruxin Special, Lingaribo. Okay, not Linkaribo, but Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Okay, a Ruxin Special, The Secret, but how about a Zeus Ultra Rare? That's not bad. Drytron, Secret, Zeus Ultra. I mean, that's a good card. I will take that. I'm not mad about getting a Zeus. That is not bad at all. Oh, the Drill Driver. Little insect action. Machine, actually, but he looks like a Beedrill. I do like insects. Machines are also cool, though. I'll give them that. All right, next pack. Let's see what we can get. AI Ritual. Buzzsaw Shark Classic. You guys know what I'm going to say. You know what to say. I don't even have to say it. You guys know. Jabbing Panda. Let me know in the comments if you don't know, and then I'll say it next time. All right, Drytron. Super Heavy Samurai Wagon. Machina Metal Cruncher for some Machina support. Maximus, Area, and Raider's Wing. Okay, Rookie for Eye, Red Familiar. A Idol Reborn, and Gaia the Magical Knight. So, pretty cool. Last pack of 21. Here we go. What shall we pull? Melfi Caddy. All right, Buzzsaw. There it is. Let me know if you don't know what I'm talking about. Linger it. Wait, is this the same pack? same supers at least. Fusion Deployment. Oh, Fleur de Lis. I like that card. And Talents. Okay. All right. These are some good tins. We're getting some good stuff in here. Talents and Fleur de Lis. That's, at the time, that would have been a pretty nice pack. That is a lot of Rise of the Duelist reprints in one pack right there, but I'll take it. I'm not mad. Where's my tin? Where's my tin? All right, 2022. Now we get Prosperity in 22. And Crossout Designator. I think Crossout was also in 21, but it was just the Ultra. And Dragoon might be in 22, I think. Or no, it was in 2020 and 2021, I think. All right, Galaxy Eyes Photon. There is a promo in that one. We'll take that. We'll take a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. That's pretty cool. Now, what can we get that will also be cool? Tabari the Sky Ninja. Give us something nice. The double Dust Tornado Twins. No, not my nightmares. All right, Fire Opal Head. S-Force Lapswell. Camelot. Flounderize. Ew. Zombie Dragon Lord. Okay, that was pretty rough. We don't want any flu. That's disgusting. Get that out of here. I'm not trying to get sick out here. There's a reason they call it flu. It'll get you sick if you stay around it too long. 2 packs left. Supreme Sea Mare. Black Feather Whirlwind. Melfi. Ice Jade Curse. Runic Golden Droplet. Rika Princess. Ariana. Lab Servant. I used to like Lab, but another flu card. But yeah, it's Lab. So not, I mean, a lot of the decks out of Lab, not exactly fun to play against. I wouldn't say they inspire fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall. Scareclaw. Cucumber Horse. Got to pull that out. That's insane. Donner. We have Diplos. Therion. Dynamorphia Domain. Bistio Magnum. I actually need that card. I need that card. I don't have any of these, really. And then a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Let's go. That's a sweet print. I don't have a lot of Bistials, so that's good for my real-life decks. I'm actually going to keep that. Thank you very much, Megaten 2022. I actually almost opened a bunch of these one day because I needed one for my deck. Then I'm like, what if I just don't get it? Because, you know, the pull rates on secrets can be brutal. I didn't. Well, I'm glad I didn't because now I just pulled it. Oh, I opened the 23 tin, didn't I? I went in the wrong order. I was supposed to open... I thought I was on 22 and I wasn't paying attention. That's why I got a promo. I was like, 22 had promos? Okay, yeah, we're going backwards, actually, because now we're going to 22. I was like, I didn't remember that. Okay. I'm just confusing myself. Somehow I didn't even look at the tin while I was doing it. Too busy chattering. You guys know the email, all the emails I get. Not that many, but occasionally I get an email like, hey, you talk too much in your videos, buddy. You should just not talk in your videos. I'm like, all right. Okay, 2022. Let's see if we can get Prosperity or something else cool. There are some good cards in here. Suship. Armset. These feel weird. Breaking Ruin God. Warrock Skylar. I was also like, why am I getting 2 secrets? I didn't think I used to get that. Or they used to get that. There's a crimped card. That's interesting. And it's a Suship card, which is funny. Invincible Atlas. Use this in our Pequeño Moth deck back in the day. One day we're going to make a Pequeño Moth Primite deck. It's going to be great. All right. 2 packs left. What else are we going to get? 2 packs left in this opening. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Binary Blader. Arm Dragon Thunder. Mimicking Maneater Bugs. Really annoying. And Despian Q. Fusion. All right. Live Twins in here. Despian Tragedy. All right. Last pack magic. If you guys have enjoyed this collection video and this little opening, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out ruxin34.com if you want to buy some of this stuff, not any of this stuff, some of the stuff. Also check out Whatnot because some of the stuff will be there. Click that link. You'll get $15 free credit if you're a new user. And new users also get a Stampede pack. And of course, don't forget, I have full Stampede sets available right now on my website. So go check that out. Here we go. Let's see what we can get. Last. Ooh, Ruin Force for Machina. That's fun. Magical Cylinders, Gaia Armor Dragon Shell, Threshold Borg, and Link into the Brains. Okay, that's probably not what we're looking for. All right, cool. Good stuff. We did get a Magnum Hut, which is pretty insane, and our 2021 tin was probably as good as you're going to get. So I can't be mad about this opening. Blue Eyes White Dragon in the last box! We have Transforming Sphere. Did we get Dark Arm Dragon? Let's go! We just have to believe, believe.